time I learned the way of the samurai.
I swore to protect this island with my life.
Never once betraying my code. Until today.
If you like this video, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Before jumping into this review, a big shout out and a thanks to PlayStation for sending us the code of Ghost of Tsushima. And my time with Ghost of Tsushima has been an exciting trip. There's no doubt about it. Playing as his new IP, Jin, and this character that he enrolls and makes it so believable as we experience such a story of trust and belief and understanding of his own way and his meaning and his purpose of life. And all this is kind of wrapped into an intertwined story that is overall simple. Simple in the fact that the Mongols have taken over your island of Tsushima and you're just there to get it back. And you're gonna do it at any cost. And at any cost is starting to cost a few other things that weren't really expected when Jin first set out to get his island back. Family members are involved in a backstory, and there's just so much wrapped up into this. Hours upon hours of gameplay. Like, I mean, Act 1 took me over 20 hours to complete, but it was worth it. The biggest thing about the game is the fact that you set out in one direction, and just like any other open world, you get caught up doing every other thing but that one direction you were set off to in the first place. But if you can maintain your time with the story, that's when you start to unravel what's really going on. And though Khan is this monstrous beast of a being, and I thought he was really well acted too. He is there, he's this big brute, this force that is there for a purpose. But when you find these little notes that are scattered throughout the island of Tsushima, you then encounter a backstory of Khan and why he's there and his purpose, and you kind of get this understanding of, man, you know what, this guy actually makes a lot of sense, but at the same time he is the bad guy, there's no doubt about it. But you get this backstory on him, and I thought that was really cool. Within the world itself, the world is so, man, it is beautiful. This game is so gorgeous. Set over in Japan with all the petals, and you can go in and completely customize how everything looks. If you want to have all of it done with Japanese voiceovers, you can do that. You want to play the entire game in black and gray, you can do that. There's so many options, and a lot more options than I've barely ever seen in a video game before. But when you go into photo mode, and I found myself honestly going to photo mode a lot, because you get this sea of petals, and then you get the rays coming in through the sun and the way they intertwine with the trees, and then you find yourself lost in this setting. And then I'm there for about 15-20 minutes just messing around with photo mode and playing with Jin's expressions, and like there's just so much to do. And that's one of the best parts about the game. The story is there, the story is awesome, right? There's no doubt about how good the story really is, and the character that Jin is as well. Everything there is done so well. The voice acting is really good. Like, I lost myself in the game. It is that simple.
You are warriors. We can defeat the invaders and save our home, but only if we stand together.
Once you're done the actual campaign, that's really just the beginning, because there is so much more at your fingertips to go out and explore, grab collectibles, keep working on your upgrades, and it's the way of the samurai and how many things you can put into your disposal, or the way of the ghost. Anything from stances to new techniques, weapons, there's so much to do. And the stances, I find, are a big part of the game. How you face off against your enemy is how well you're able to pick the right stance and then counter and attack. And the way you face the brutes, you're going to want to use the one stance, and then if you face the swords, like there's so many different techniques that you can pull off within the game. It is one of the coolest parts of Ghost of Tsushima that keeps me going back, trying to get into the battles. And whether you want to go in sneaky like a ghost, like I prefer to, or sometimes you just have no other way and you just call them out and you face them head on. And that's the way of the samurai, is that Jin has this moral way of the samurai and his beliefs, and the samurai are up front. They aren't playing sneaky. They don't do anything behind the scenes. They look the person in the eye when they kill them, that kind of scenario, right? But as Jin plays and has to revert to these ghost kind of techniques, you feel the pressure that he starts to encounter on himself, and the fact that this isn't the way of the samurai. He's being sneaky because he doesn't have a choice, and you want to be able to kind of work out which angle you want to go, and it gives you the option. You can be up front, but then you're going to encounter everybody that's there. But if you want to be sneaky, then you have that opportunity to take out individual bad guys at once, or combo with some of the other techniques as you grow your tree of repertoire with the RPG system, and are able to take out multiple enemies. And then you're dropping smoke bombs, and then you're throwing little mini knives at slowing guys down. Like, it's just, man, what a great game coming out of Sucker Punch. As much as I've had a great time with the game, it exactly hasn't been perfect either. It does have minor setbacks, jumping from tree branch to tree branch or grabbing from one limb to the next. It feels a little cumbersome at times. When you're used to playing Assassin's Creed, where you can jump on literally anything and climb whatever you feel like, and then coming over to Ghost of Tsushima, it kind of feels like a step back in the fact that you have to find ledges, and then those jumping from ledge to ledge is sometimes a little awkward and doesn't really flow. Even though you're supposed to just be able to push up on the analog stick and jump from one platform to the next, sometimes it doesn't do that. And then when you jump from one tree branch to another, you don't exactly line up at those perfect times either. Overall though, my time has been great, but just with a few minor setbacks. Well, I think I've learned the ways of the samurai and the ghost. Ghost of Tsushima has been one of the best highlights of the year so far on the PlayStation, and I think it's a good way to wrap up the year for PlayStation as well. All in all, I think Sucker Punch has definitely achieved their goal and set out to achieve a new IP with a lot of purpose and meaning behind it. And you're able to see that on both sides, whether you want to play the ghost side or the way of the samurai, it's all there. My time with Ghost of Tsushima has been an absolute blast and is getting a 9.5. Jin is a great new character that brings life to the story and the weapons he wields. Sucker Punch has a new IP on their hands, and we can't wait for more.